And then the next important decision you need to make is on placement. Placement is affected by several variables, such as the type of asset you'll be using on your ad. So for example, if you choose image as your asset for an image ad, you'll be able to show the image ad on all placements literally. But if you choose to show a video ad instead of an image ad, then you'll be limited in terms of placements itself. Apart from asset type, you should also consider the individual locations and its appropriateness to serve ads. In my experience, I've had good response and positive conversions when I use the feeds. So I've tested pretty much everything and I've concluded that my money is best spent, or I get the best bang for the buck when I just simply run ads on my newsfeed, Facebook newsfeed, Instagram newsfeed. And then with the addition of the right-hand side ad, if I'm running an image ad, unfortunately the right-hand side ad, which is really good for desktop, does not work. It's not an available placement if you're running videos. And I tend to be running video ads almost exclusively during these times. Again, we'll talk about why later on. When we get into placement, what we want to do is to, instead of the default automatic placement, select manual placement. Now, is there a use for automatic placement? There is, but I would use it more for retargeting, not for cold targeting, and not when I'm on a budget. So let's explore this as we head over to Business Manager. So we're back in Business Manager, and the next thing we need to do is to determine placement. And to this end, we're going to now select manual placement. And as I said, because for me, my preference is to preserve my impressions. Remember, impressions are not free. And also preserve my click-through rates, or maximize my click-through rates. Then I'm going to pretty much uncheck everything. And there's a limit to how much you can uncheck. You can't uncheck everything. They would, at the very least, force you to run ads on the Facebook platform, which makes sense. If not, then why are you even running ads? I go and uncheck the top and go Facebook newsfeed, Instagram feed, everything else unchecked, like so. Again, if you're running image ads, no harm to switch on right column. And if you're running short videos, again, no harm to select video feeds. But in terms of my typical placement selection, again, to preserve impression, to maximize CTR, then in general, my preferred option will be newsfeed and right-hand column. Now, if I'm going to run a video ad and I select right-hand column, they're going to tell me specifically that your ad will not run on right column, but I already knew that anyway, so it doesn't really matter here. But this is basically your preferred placement configuration. Once you're done with this, you will notice that actually, apart from this, which you just want to leave it as it is, link clicks. There's a reason why we chose traffic to begin with. We want to optimize for link clicks. This is the right optimization selection, and after this we now head over to the ad creation section itself. As mentioned earlier, you can, if you want to, use mobile devices, particularly the brand and model, as targeting filters. And where do you find this option? This option is available also under placement. So we're back to Business Manager. Right below the last placement, we have show more options. Clicking on this will allow us to now select specific filters and specific mobile devices, therefore, to show ads. And in this case, by default, it is all mobile devices. And I can choose iOS, for example, like so. I can get rid of everything. Well, not a good idea. It's good to name something first before I get rid of everything. So I'm going to name iPhone. You can see here that the latest iPhone models, the 12, 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, and I can delete the rest. So by doing this, you are filtering your ad to show only on the Apple iPhone 12. Now, of course, you have a similar feature on the Android. You have a whole suite of Samsung devices over here, or leave it as default, whatever you fancy. Over here, to show more, confirms that you're charged based on impression. Now, they do offer you a link click CPC over here, and let's see what they're defining this. And they say here is that the selected option determines when you pay for your ad. For many optimization goals, you pay each time your ad is served, known as impressions. Some optimization goals let you choose between impressions and actions, such as link clicks or TruePlay. The recommended option shown here balances efficient spending of your budget to achieve your objective with easy understanding of results. To be honest, I'm not sure what they are saying, but they say by default it's under impressions, so I'm just going to leave this here. It seems they appear to offer a link click charging model, but I'm still going to stick with impressions and focus on my CTR and or conversion rate if I have to. The final aspect is budget and scheduling. You can specify an end date if you want, and in this case, you can also set an ad set spend limit, and you can enter a daily minimum, even a daily maximum. Now with CBO, you generally won't need to touch this, which is why these are options which are hidden essentially, because let CBO do its job. And with that, we now can move on to ad creation. So earlier, we explored budget and scheduling. Just to remember that for daily budget, there is no ability to set ad schedule. Lifetime budget, however, does allow you to add scheduling capability within Business Manager.